Good evening, rockers. Today on the Rocks, I have a great band from Denmark, Junkyard Drive. These guys are really driving up the socials right now. They have over 3,000 followers on Instagram, and very, very cool band. So let's talk to them and get their story. Hello, are you there? Hi. We'll let them get his sound together here.
I think we're doing good now. All right. Is
Yeah,
it
hi,
working?
how are you? Welcome to On the Rocks,
Thank you so much. Thank you.
live from Las Vegas.
Oh, what nice.
So, hey, you guys, I was just giving the viewers a kind of a quick little synopsis here, but you
Right.
guys have a new single out,
Yeah. 29th
Ordinary.
of
You
exactly.
guys,
Yeah.
yep, you guys are driving up the socials. Like, you guys have almost 4,000 followers on Instagram,
Oh, yeah.
which is crazy, right?
Yeah. 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 It's going really good. It's going fast getting new followers.
I know. I know you guys just started a TikTok
Oh, yeah.
page,
That's true.
so we got to get your followers going on there too, as
Exactly. Yeah.
well. But why don't you fill in the viewers on your band? Junkyard Drive. You guys have been out there, and why don't you let them know like how you guys started and who are all the members in your band?
All right. So we started the band in 2014. So 12 years ago, this band formed with a completely different lineup than today. Actually, I am and the drummer Klaus are the only original members from back
Wow.
then. Yeah. And since then, we have been changing out two guitarists and three bassists, I guess so. And we're
Okay.
actually looking for a new one as well. Yeah. We are based in Denmark. We have now released five studio albums and are going to
Wow.
release the fifth one in November, with the first single coming out here in May, 29th of May, and it's called Ordinary, as you told the the viewers and the listeners. Yeah,
Right.
it's cool. And we play straight rock and roll. I mean, the idea of the band was to play something like Airborne, AC/DC, and Guns N' Roses, some kind of mixture between those
Right.
80s, 70s bands. Now we're taking a little bit a new approach, trying some more modern sounds and some new producers to get it like a fresh start. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. 2026 is going to be the year of rock.
Oh yeah, of
So
course.
I really think it's kind of making not a comeback. It never really went away. I think it's just kind of pushing itself forward. Hi,
Yeah.
Ollie. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you so much.
Welcome to
Thanks
Oh,
the
for
Holly,
having us
yeah,
show.
on,
great.
eh?
We were just having a conversation about, Ordinary is going to be your single. And
Yeah,
we were talking about how 2026 is going to be the year of rock, because there's so
spread the
many
gospel.
rock band. Yes, there's so many rock bands that are kind of, I wouldn't say doing a resurgence. I think since pandemic, I think a lot of the stuff was kind of like sitting. A
Yeah.
lot of bands were kind of just in, like sit mode for a while, and a lot of these albums and things and songs that they were recording during pandemic are now pushing forward,
Yeah.
which is great, because the sound, like you were talking about, Christian, which was like ACDC, Guns N' Roses. We always have to go back too, because I had a lot of English influence when I started loving rock and roll. You know,
Yeah.
bands like April Wine and Bachman Turner Overdrive and
Oh yeah.
Foghat. These were pioneers in rock, and ACDC, of course. So you guys are really in good company right now, because these are the hottest, trends going on right now.
Yeah, that's it. And actually, we're trying already now to move on from these trends because we're exploring a little bit of new modern approach to writing songs in the rock and roll world and to record and trying a new kind of stuff. So, I mean, we thought about it like this, that the next album we're releasing is kind of like the soundtrack for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, the video game,
Okay.
which had a lot of punk rock and a lot of modern rock, and we thought that the that the songs that we wrote kind of sounded like that. So that's the approach for now.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned the punk thing because punk is definitely getting a resurgence. Back in the 80s, punk was like almost underground,
Yeah,
with bands, like the Sex Pistols and things like that, Butthole Surfers. I mean, these are bands that again are pioneers in the punk rock movement.
oh
You've
yeah,
got the Ramones,
the
uh,
Ramones were huge in Denmark. Yeah,
huge Beastie
yeah,
Boys. I
yeah,
mean, that was kind of like a real, um, I think, entry for rock and heavy metal
yeah.
because these genres were happening at the same time. And it's great to kind of see kind of some of those influences kind of coming into rock again, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like it's been more or less 30 years after the fact of like rock and roll being like this big glamorous. It's been 40 years actually
Yes.
since uh like glam rock and like the sex idol kind of rock and roller sort of fell
Twisted Sister.
fell sort of, yeah, like all
Yeah.
of these people, they sort of like fell from grace now, and I feel like there's a lot of people waking up now to a day where it's like that part of rock and roll might see a rise because of people like Youngblood
Oh,
and the likes,
yes.
which I absolutely adore because like he's a fucking sweetheart,
Okay,
and there's
let's
no chance that he's like a shitty
right.
guy, but like a lot of people being like, well, if we want to do rock and roll, we also have to sort of participate in the world, and I feel like rock or like the punk rock scene were like so good at being like riding from a place of being part of a society and feeling like misfits and feel like it wasn't something that necessarily existed in a vacuum, but it was something existing in relevance to the world around you, to society. And I feel like that's why you see such a huge rise in punk rock these days, is because a lot of people are like, well, with like the state of everything, we sort of have to, it makes no sense not to talk about that which is going on because it's simply too crazy to not talk about.
Right. And let's talk a second about Youngblood. Okay? Let me tell you, this guy, I'm calling him the rock and roll savior because let me tell you, I don't know if you guys caught the Grammys. I don't know if you guys
Oh yeah,
watch
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah. No, no, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
let me tell you, that was the most incredible performance that I've seen on the Grammys from one artist. I mean, I've been watching the Grammys since it started, okay? And that was the thing that it needed to punch it in the ass because rock is here. And there's so many of those Grammy I don't know what you call political bullshit. And let me tell you, Young Blood is bringing it back, baby. He really
Absolutely.
is.
I mean, like, absolutely, and like a lot of us rock bands, like we have just gotten so busy, and if we don't feel like we're busy, then it's because we've missed out on the fact, because he is lapping us so hard. Everyone, he's lapping everyone. Like he's such a
Are
huge
you kidding?
inspiration. I feel like he's
I
so
mean,
great.
exactly. I mean, this guy, he's going to be touring the US like in the next month here. He just got done with his European UK tour. Um, I knew about Youngblood about 10 years ago, when he was nobody. And a friend of mine from Baltimore actually interviewed him. I think it was at a festival. And from going from what he was then to what he is now is an incredible transformation. I mean, amazing. And I think he's putting a stamp for all of us on rock in
Oh yeah.
general. I mean, just his influences, are incredible. And you guys are right in it. You're in the pocket. You guys have had so many albums out. You guys have the experience. You guys are working. And that's the important thing. And that's why I wanted to get you guys on, because there are a lot of struggling artists out there that do watch this show. And if there's any advice that you can give that band, what would Christian, what would you give a band that's struggling right now?
Actually, just play as many shows as you possibly can, because that's how you grow. That's how we grow. I mean, from the Corona situation where we had no shows and all tour was like canceled, we took a step down the ladder in form of popularity with our music, and then we just kept on playing as many shows as we possibly could to like get the music out and get our name out. So that's what you want to do if you're an upcoming artist. Play as many shows as possible, and be nice to your fans, and stand in the merchandise booth and
Right.
sign their shit and join the party with them. Yeah.
What about you, Ollie? What kind of advice would you give an upcoming artist like band?
I'd say the number one thing you can as an artist, with no matter the size of like your following, the most important thing that you can do is listen to your audience, listen to your following, in the sense that none of this makes any sense or brings any value if not for the community that your music creates with the people that it reaches. And for us, we have a relatively big following compared to our side, and our fans are so engaged, and I really contribute that to the fact that we actually care. And you'll see a lot of bands who pretend to care, but like people are not stupid. They can tell.
No.
And there's no band. I keep saying this all the time. Like, there's like, without you there would be no us. That's just a fact. I mean, like, and so we owe our fans so much, but more than that, the value that it creates, actually stepping into the community that you're creating with your music, trumps everything else that you can get out of this. And I think a person like Youngblood is like incredibly big on that too.
Yes.
Outspoken about like festival prices being way too big, and actively engaging in his fan group. And I think that's also partly why he's so big, because his fans can feel that he cares. As I said, like, it's been 40 years since it was cool to be this out of reach rock idol anymore. I mean, like, so yeah, I'd say listen to your fans, and then there'll be no limit to what they will actually tell you. And if you listen to what they actually have to say, there's so much value in that, like from everything from just the appraisal to just the interpersonal conversation and the relationships that you can start building with people that you would have never met if it wasn't for the music.
That's so important, because a lot of these bands I talk to, they're still not into social media. Well, wake up, because this is the new norm.
Yeah.
I mean, these club owners, these promoters, these record executives, the first thing out of their mouth is going to be, how many followers do you have? What socials are you on? How is your engagement?
And we're shit with socials. I mean, like, in comparison, we're so bad. And like, but like, it's also like, there's this theory for bands going like, you only, like, the theory of 1,000 fans. You only need 1,000 people to actively buy your albums, go to your shows, buy your merch whenever you put something out, in order to be able to turn a living out of it. And the living is not the living is not the end. The living is the means to getting to make more music. That's very
Right.
important, right?
Right.
But like that's it. Like the deeper, because social medias will get you a lot of reach that is like, in comparison with what I'm talking about, is so shallow. Like you will only get so deep into the relation with people through social media. But if you're actually showing up, if you're actually at the merchandise stand, if you're actually meeting your fans before show when they're standing in queue, then you will get so much deeper, and it will be all the more worth. Like it will
Oh
bring so
yeah.
much more value to everyone.
Yeah, and that, that's what I'm trying to emulate with these shows, because the young people really needs, some of these bands do need some direction. you know they're from small towns. They, all they play is local in their town. Well, the more you're on socials, the more you widen your audience. I mean, let me tell you something. The social media is like, that's it right now. Especially on TikTok. I'm looking forward to seeing some videos from you guys. Do you plan on like what? Let's talk about shows. Like, what do you guys have planned for this year for 26?
We have a lot planned for it this year, actually. This is the first year that Junkyard Drive is going on an international tour as the headlining band.
Baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So for the last couple of years, we have been supporting bands from Australia, the Lacies, and we've been supporting Steel Panther and Phil Campbell, and we also did a run with the Clips 6 years ago. And now it is time for Junkyard to headline the
Yes.
first shows. So we're playing in Germany, we're playing in United Kingdom, and then we have a Danish tour as well when we're finished with that. So I think we have 25 shows on the tour
Wow.
posted right now. Yeah,
So, like, when are you starting the tour?
in September.
Oh, wow. And
Yeah.
you're going to the end of the year, I take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I'm sure
We're
you
really,
guys are
really
looking forward to that. Are you going to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
somebody filming these shows?
Not that we were aware of. Maybe ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because if you're alluding to the idea of like TikTok and whatnot, you're absolutely right. We should absolutely capture some of that.
GoPros, a lot of bands are using GoPros. I don't know if you are familiar with those, but
Yeah.
they-
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
And
they
iPhone cameras nowadays, they're equally good. The problem
Yeah.
is that we have to get it. So that's also something that a lot of bands are struggling with, that don't have an actual like film crew. It's like getting it into the routine of the touring. Because there's a lot of shit going on throughout a whole tour day, like a show day.
And actually, because we have a lot of footage where we are recording our shows and edited very, very well, and it looks great. So now we are focusing more on the behind the scenes kind of world to film, to record that, and what's going on in the tour bus, or what's going on at the sound check, or in the rehearsal space, or that.
Yeah.
Because that's what the fans want to see. I mean, they went to the show, but they didn't know what's going on after the show or before.
Exactly.
Or all that.
And they want to see a
building
string
like
break.
a deeper connection. Yeah, exactly.
They want to see a string break during a rehearsal, or and they definitely want to see that. But that's the whole thing. I've worked with a lot of bands, as you can see. Kings of Thrash, they're friends of mine. So I've been to Australia a couple times. I've photographed them. A couple of my photos are actually on the Kings of Thrash album that I took of Jeff Young and Chaz Leon. Anyway, they do a lot of filming. I've done filming for them, and they put like little cameras in different parts of the stage. So then they have somebody kind of splice it together. And things like that. I know Jeff Young at one time had a camera on his guitar, so you know what I mean, like on the top.
Yeah, on the headstock.
And it would on the headstock, and it wouldn't like interfere with what he was doing. But
it's a very unique angle also.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see you guys really kind of, I want to see you live, you know, which would be kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you should get us over there.
I know.
I mean,
Right? I mean, the US, I think, is a hard, yeah. I think the US is a hard nut to crack, really.
oh yeah.
I know, like, yeah, I know some promoters in Australia. Headline, is it Hardline Media? They're a great set of promoters out there. They did the Kings of Thrash tour, but yeah, I mean, how are you guys think? Is like the U.S. kind of one of those nuts you want to crack eventually?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
For sure.
I mean, yeah. But it is like, it is almost impossible at the stage that we are at now, because the visas are fucking expensive. It's expensive to travel. We have to rent gear. We have to rent a van and all of that. So
unless you guys hop on a tour of some sort, right, with the band, another band.
Yeah. And still, and even so, at that point, it's going to be even less economically viable for us, because in that case, like, our daily fee would be much less, right? Like, it wouldn't be shows that we could be able to make any money off, so we wouldn't be able to pay the tour. It's a very tricky puzzle to solve.
Who does it? There are some Danish bands, metal bands, who are doing it in the US, and I mean, trying to make the breakthrough. And it is it is a cost.
And I think like, combined with obviously also a considerable amount of self-financing, there's something like very strategically clever, but also super beautiful, obviously, about the fact that they're going together. Like, this is like a 3 or 4 show bill each night, right? So there'll be like 3 or more bands to split the expenses. Obviously, they're also a big travel party. So, but like, in the end, it actually pays off, and like, and from a like national culture export point of view, we get to export more music to the US.
And you guys,
so that's like, it's a very interesting thing.
You guys have merch too, right?
Yeah.
And that definitely helps you out at shows, I'm sure.
Yeah, it does.
It's also one of the main points behind us being like independent this time around, because like, for the first, like, the good deal doesn't exist anymore, like, at least
not for us.
No,
but
not
but
for
like,
anybody.
for the first time ever, we had to fucking, like, the deals that we were offered for this album, they wanted like a cut of our fucking merchandise. They wanted a cut of our live income, like areas that they don't support any fucking.
And actually not only live income, but ticket sales. So down to ticket sale, per ticket, they are taking a cut of that bullshit.
So it's like, so we are, all that just to say that we are super fucking dependent on things like merch sale, and in this, like, for bands like us, it's just like unthinkable that we're gonna give away that money. Like, it's literally the last area in our source of incomes that we can keep. So
I mean, that's like super, super important. I mean, a lot of these bands don't realize like the logistics. Like, we're not in the 80s right now, where rock promoters or record producers are giving you a 2-album deal in the Johns right next to the urinal. Okay, those days are over, you know.
And if they were, that's definitely a kind of deal that you would want to say no to.
But I'm saying that's what was happening in the 80s. We're talking, they were doing deals in the parking lot on top of a Porsche, you know, signing a 5-album deal with the band they just saw at the Whiskey. I mean, that was the kind of shit that was happening back then. But we're in a new millennium here, and it's all about the money. And you know, that's kind of sad in a way, but you guys are keeping it about the music, and that's what I love about this band.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is that now we don't have to go through a label. Now we can go directly to our fans, so we have a much deeper connection with them right now, and trying to build a strong community around rock and roll and around Junkyard Drive, which is great, because we don't have to deal with a record label taking all of our money, or have to do certain promo things because the record label
Yes,
want us to.
exactly. And that's what 90% of the bands that I've talked to are doing. They're taking the reins on their own music and their own livelihood, which is really how it should be. Because,
Yeah.
back in the 80s, there's so many stories. I'm sure you've heard a lot of those. But, like I said, when you have a good business mind, which you guys do, you'll definitely be amazing, and you won't have to worry about any of that other political crap.
Hopefully.
Yes, for sure.
Hopefully.
But
And in
who's
the end, that's all that's
right? That's
all
all
this
that
is important.
matters.
Yeah.
But let's get back to the music for a second before I let you guys go. I know this conversation was gonna, we were gonna talk about all kinds of stuff. But anyway, who's like the main songwriter in your band? I mean, do you two write together, or what? Like, how's the process?
I think it's
I
actually the
mean,
two of us that you
yeah,
see
it
here.
is. It is like
Yeah.
the main songwriting is mostly Ollie and me who are writing the parts, and then we are always arranging the music together in the rehearsal space. Yeah, and then I mean, ideas come from everywhere, from Klaus, from Christopher, and all that. But
Right.
but the main songwriting is me and Ollie. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you guys live in the same area?
Yeah.
We,
We live
me and Ollie do. Yeah, I
5
mean,
minutes
we're
apart.
like
Oh God, that's
100
great.
meters away and something like that. Yeah.
Right. Because a lot of bands, they're all commuting and they're doing Zoom and all that. So that's good that you guys have that connection and you're within 5 minutes of each other. That's pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
It is great. It does makes it easier, and we also meet up the whole band once a week and doing the like in the old days, a classic rehearsal where we play
Yes.
together. Yeah.
Yes, it's great to
Yeah.
hear the classic rehearsals kind of making a comeback.
Oh yeah. And also
actually
actually trying to take it sort of like a step further than that. We just like piloted last Monday, this idea of like actually taking a day out of our work calendar, right? So every Monday is going to be junkyard day. So that's like just like meeting up at the office at your whatever
Right?
else job. We're going to be there at
Yep.
9 a.m. in the morning. We're going
Yeah.
to have a cup of coffee, and we're going to leave when we're done by the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that's a huge step and a privilege for us to be able to also say we're able to do this, like, because now we only have 4 days a week that suck, and then 3 of them that are left for rock and roll, so
Right?
Yeah, and maybe a gig in the weekend. So
yeah.
That's funny. But yeah, I mean, but collectively you guys are, you've been in this business a long time. So this isn't like all new to you. But moving forward in 2026, and what do you guys see in 27 for you for this band? Like moving forward.
I mean,
More
actually,
touring?
we also we have an like a tour lined up for 2027, which yeah.
That's amazing. So you guys are definitely I'm so glad I got a chance to squeeze you in for this, because I felt that if I didn't talk to you guys now, it wasn't going to be till 27. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, but yeah, so like I know you guys want to play the US. That's kind of on your what's on your rock bucket list is the US. I know the US really is, but who if you had one band that you guys could, like, I know you want to be the headliner, that's awesome, but I'm saying one guys you could like band you could headline with, who would it be? I know that's
Oliver, do you have something in mind?
Yeah,
it is.
I just love to meet Dominic, like Youngblood, like I would,
okay.
like yeah.
Youngblood again,
But I think
wow.
I'm also just kind of crushing on him.
It sounds like it.
But yeah, I mean, that guy is, I'm sure every band in America would love to open for Youngblood. I mean, he, like I said, this is the year of Youngblood. I mean,
yeah.
If
Oh,
anybody,
fucking the Gallagher's, like to just have like 5 seconds
Yeah.
to
right?
actually see if they're
to be ignored
as
by
as
Noel
as big
Gallagher.
assholes as they're made out to be. I would love to see that. I would be so happy. I would never
Right?
shower ever again. Yeah.
It's crazy. But you guys
What
are
about you,
really,
Chris?
yeah.
I think I have to say AC/DC. I mean, I just have
Yeah.
to. That's like the thing that I listened to when I was 13 years old. So yeah.
And Brian Johnson is back.
Oh
So
yeah, exactly.
yeah, I mean, I heard he's amazing. So it's like he
Wow.
never left. So I know they're supposed to be playing Vegas here soon.
Okay.
Oh,
So I don't know if I'll check that show out or not, but
do you actually live in Vegas?
yes, I live
Wow.
about 10 minutes outside of Vegas.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Have you been in
It's like
Rocks,
that?
so American.
yeah,
Have you been in that venue called Sphere? The new
yes,
one? Yeah.
I saw the Wizard
How
of
is it?
Oz there,
Whoa. Okay.
and that was, oh my gosh, that's crazy. And Metallica is playing a series of 10 shows in the
Whoa.
Sphere, and starting in
That's your
October,
old favorite
November.
band.
Huh?
Yeah. That's my James Hetfield was my
Oh
daddy
yeah.
for many years.
Those
Yeah.
tickets, let me tell you, are pretty pricey. So
Yeah.
I'd imagine. Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure they're gonna do it for a DVD at some point for a live show. I was
Yeah, I can
hoping they
imagine.
would actually do a pay-per-view, because there's so many
Oh,
people that want to see that show.
yeah.
Just inside of it, I know I didn't see a concert or anything. I saw the Wizard of Oz, but let me tell you, I mean, it was visually. I mean, I was like right in the middle. And
Yeah.
I mean, with the tornado, you felt the wind and everything. It was crazy.
Wow. Like
Um,
I remember when we were on tour last year. Klaus, our drummer, took me and a couple other guys on tour in London because he's well acquainted with the city, and right next to the like the whole musical street, they had one like I'd say like 20 by 20 foot sort of square situation just outside a superstore where they had like remade with the same technology, like the same things, like with the LED screens and
yeah.
whatnot. And we were there sort of like pissed, like we had a couple of beers as you do when you get to London. And I was just lying there on the floor and just like watching those like trippy fucking like all the visuals. And yeah, I got kicked out because apparently you weren't allowed to bring beer in there. Yeah. Like, oh man, look at this shit.
I know. Again, it's just really crazy. And having rock bands in there, I know the Eagles have been playing in there. No Doubt is there this week. Backstreet Boys have been there like probably for the year, been playing in there. I think they had Zach Brown band playing there. So who knows? That could be one of your stops sometime.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that would be, yeah, I would love that. Just for the, because I think as an artist, like a lot of venues, like obviously every venue is its own venue, but at the end of the day, it's like a stage, whatever. But like to get to really bring a whole new creative world, or like to amplify your creative world to a degree yet undiscovered, is just like, that must be so exciting for every artist that gets to play there.
Oh yeah. It's just crazy. But hey, before I let you guys go, Christian, why don't you tell the viewers where they can find all about Junkyard Drive?
All right. So either you can find us on Facebook or Instagram. We just started a TikTok channel, and then you should check us out on Spotify because we have a lot of new music coming this year. The 29th of May, we have our new single, Ordinary, which you should check out, and you can pre-save it now, actually. So do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're just called Junkyard Drive everywhere. So search on Instagram or TikTok for Junkyard Drive. You're going to find us.
Well, it's been really, this half hour has really gone really quickly. But I really want to interview you guys again.
Of course.
Later in the year,
Absolutely.
hopefully,
Yes.
we'll see if it permits. And I wish you guys the best of luck on this tour. And I'm sure you guys are going to crush it. And
Thank you so much.
yes.
Thank you.
And be safe on the road, and we'll talk again soon.
Absolutely.
Right.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
guys.
much.
We are Maroon 5. It's been super nice. Bye-bye.
Take care, Ollie. I'll see you later.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. What a great band. Junkyard Drive. These guys are in it to win it. You know, they have over 15 albums out. So if you're not familiar with Junkyard Drive, check them out on Spotify. They have a new single coming out, Ordinary, on May 29th. So pre-save that now. Always like and subscribe to On the Rocks, because you never know who I'll be in.